Sometimes I like to go on eBay and just find something weird. Ever since video games were invented, people have looked at the controller and thought, what if we make it weird? It could range from just a new shape, a new feature, you could throw on some turbo buttons, make it a joystick. Now this has definitely slowed down in the past couple years. Now that's not to say weird controllers aren't still a thing, they definitely are, but now people know what they want in a controller, and usually it's not this. But some of my favorite controllers are when manufacturers see an issue, and they're like, wow, we can fix this, and then they just make something. I don't know, there's just something that draws me to these controllers. It's like, I want to play a game, but maybe not have fun while doing it. One of the most famous weird controllers in video game history is, of course, the Power Glove. Yeah, this controller really just came out of nowhere, and it was to make you feel like you were in the game. It was supposed to be cool, and it wasn't. Like, yeah, you can make it look cool in a movie, but is it really gonna work that way in real life? No. But there's something really cool about the idea of just controlling with your hands like it's the future, and it makes me wonder, why did no one else ever try to do this? Well, it turns out they did. A company by the name of Reality Quest put out two controllers, an N64 Power Glove and a PlayStation Power Glove, simply called the Glove. I remember seeing these on eBay back when I first started collecting and not being super interested in them because I just wanted an actual Power Glove for the NES. I was like, oh, that's gonna be cool. As time went on, it definitely became harder for me to collect, so I was looking for more and more weird and obscure things to try and pick up. And then I thought, well, this looks neat. Honestly, one of the most surprising parts about this controller is just how nice and quality everything feels. Like I'm telling you guys, this is not a cheap box. It's like you open it up and man, even the cardboard's nice. But you also get like this gigantic poster with it that's of the Glove advertisement that was in magazines back in the day. Something else you'll notice out of the box is that there's no sensors. Yeah, that was another giant problem with the Power Glove, is that it had these sensor bars that you had to hook up. And then on top of that, you have to put in a special code so the glove knows what game you're playing, so it knows how to control. Here, it's nothing like that. You just plug it in and you're good to go. Also, I'm not sure what all the Power Glove is compatible with. Like, I know you put in codes, but I don't know if there's a code for every single NES game. With the Glove, you can see right on the box, compatible with all N64 games. Also, never needs to be recalibrated. It really feels like they looked at the Power Glove and were like, yeah, let's not do that. Putting the glove on, I really can't emphasize how nice this thing feels. There's one thing on here that you definitely don't have on an N64 controller. You know, on the standard N64 controller, you've got that D-pad. And on the glove, you have like a weird stick. It works, but it's not my favorite. But honestly, how much precision on the D-pad do you need with the N64? Because it's all about those analog controls, baby. And you're probably looking at the glove and wondering, so how do you do that? And the answer is, it's all in the wrist. No, literally, it's all in the wrist. You've got your up, down, left, and right. It's pretty straightforward. The buttons feel pretty good, but the layout takes some getting used to. Because you hold the controller sideways, you're not going to be able to look down and see what buttons you're trying to press. You also have some toggle switches you can use to set movement sensitivity and invert your axis. The only button I ever have an issue with is the start button. It's got this weird ring around it that makes it hard to press. It also has a slot for you to plug in all your controller pack accessories like your memory card and your rumble pack. But hey, let's try it in some games. Of course, Mario 64 is the standard game to test any controller with. It takes a while to get used to the controls, but man, honestly, I don't mind this at all. The only real issue I ever ran into was when I'm trying to turn around really quickly, Mario seems to turn in the wrong direction. I don't know if I caught this on film, but it definitely threw me off a little bit. Other than that, it was pretty smooth sailing. I beat King Bomb and then went to the first Bowser level. The first Bowser level is the real challenge here. It's just a floating platform in the sky, so I found myself accidentally falling off of it quite a bit. In order to compensate for this, I just set the sensitivity to its lowest setting and then I was good. I'm gonna be honest, it took me several tries to get through this level. Eventually though, I did manage to get to Bowser. And oh no. Something I hadn't really thought of is spinning the control stick really fast. You know, like you do to throw Bowser. it's not easy. Like, you really have to rotate your wrist to get this going. The best way I found to do it is to clamp onto the glove with your other hand while you're spinning. It just makes it way easier to do. And with Bowser defeated, let's run through a couple other games. While playing Mario Kart, I definitely found myself fiddling with the sensitivity a lot. It just felt like none of the settings really fit. Eventually though, I did manage to get into a groove and win a race. I really wanted to try a 2D game, so I put in Yoshi's Story, and I straight up did not enjoy this. I don't know, Yoshi was always just looking off in the wrong direction, or accidentally crouching, or looking up, and I don't know, it might have been a sensitivity thing, but Pokemon Snap actually felt really good. Looking around with just a flick of your wrist and, you know, tossing apples, it all just felt really good. I did manage to get a Surfing Pikachu, so I'll call that a win. I wanted to try the glove in a flight game, but I don't have Star Fox, so let's go with Buck Bumble. Weirdly enough, this game gave me issues. For some reason, it didn't want to recognize the glove on startup. I did eventually get the glove to work by resetting the console a couple times, and wow, I actually really like controlling this game this way. Yeah, I don't know, it just feels really good to fly with it. I don't know if there are any real flight sticks for the N64, but I definitely would consider this as an option. And just for fun, we'll pop in Glover. No real complaints here, it feels fine. It's just more the novelty of playing Glover with a glove that makes it really enjoyable. So would I recommend the glove? Yes. Now, is the glove the next best thing? No. You're definitely not going to be replacing your N64 controller with this guy. And I feel like there are better options out there for if you just want a new N64 controller. The Tribute 64 is really nice. It's probably the most comfortable N64 controller out there. But those aren't as fun. Like, yeah, it takes a while to get used to, but honestly, once you get the hang of it, it's really fun to just see what you can do with this thing. Like, when I beat Bowser, I felt like $1,000,000. It's basically a challenge mode for any N64 game you're familiar with. Like, I could play an N64 game the regular way, or I could play with this, and I think this is just so much more fun. And it makes me wish that there were more controllers like this for other systems. Like, can you imagine playing something like Red Dead Redemption 2 with one of these? I know that there are adapters you can buy to get N64 controllers to work on other consoles. RAFnet sells them. Hyperkin has one for the Switch. I'm really tempted to go out and buy a couple of these and test them out with the glove, just to see like what other things it works with. Like, can you imagine playing Mario Odyssey with this? It just sounds like so much fun to me. And that's going to be it for today, guys. If you liked what you saw, leave a like. If you want to see more, subscribe. And in the comments, tell me about some controllers that you might want to see a video on. I definitely have one in mind in my collection that I'd definitely like to show off. So if you want to see that, stay tuned till next time.